Peace and blessings, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I hope everybody is having an amazing week. I hope a lot of people are off from work. I know the kiddies are out from school. I know that there's a lot going on. I hope everybody is staying safe. Look, I'm gonna cam up for a few minutes and then I'm gonna get into once I get into my bag, I'm gonna cam down. And I just wanted to show my face and say, hey everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. We got Cutting Edge in the building. Peace and blessings to you, Miss Kimmy. Peace and blessings. Happy holidays to you and your loved ones. Same to you, Cutting Edge. I appreciate you. Always, always, always. DT is in the building. We got my sis Yo Thoughts is in the building. Thank y'all for coming on through. I appreciate it. So I'm not going to be entirely too long, but I did want to pop in and kind of give my perspective on things as far as from a different context, right? I want to talk about a little bit when it comes to not name dropping as far as the celebrities go and how this whole Nicki Minaj thing is panning out. I know it's a hot topic, but I just what really kind of stirred me was the messenger. Not so much as the message as the messenger or the messengers. And I notice a trend, right? I notice that there is a routine and a method that is being implemented as far as the celebrities go and how they are sent to be the messengers for political statuses, for political gain, for connection, to basically kind of conjoin the celebrity isms or the celebrity world with the political arena. And to me, they're like apples and oranges, but nonetheless, I digress. I just think it's a strange. I know that there's a reason for it, and usually you just follow the money, you follow the power, you follow the prestige, and you follow what the masses are open to receive and who they are willing to listen to. And I find it to be methodical, but I also find it to be more detrimental than positive when it comes to us listening to these celebrities provide life, what could be life altering messages, right? So, just to give some context, today is not about attacking anybody. It's not about tearing down celebrities. It's not telling people what they should think. It's just basically asking a question that I don't think we slow down enough to ask. But who is the messenger? And why are they the ones being used to send the messages, to influence the masses? Is it just me? Is it just me? I'm just wondering. Because lately, a lot of attention has been on the hottest topic, which is Nicki Minaj. And ironically, it hasn't been because of her music, but because she has expressed an independent thought. Now, I feel, and I wouldn't say conflicted, I just have different points of views depending on the topic of conversation when it becomes applicable to talking about her from a musical standpoint, from her career standpoint, and then there's the political side of it all, right? Which seems to have taken a lot of people by storm. But I can't help but to express the fact that the media is really pushing this thing. It's really become a hot topic to where it has dominated, it is dominating a lot of the verbal arenas when it comes to, again, accomplishing the goal of merging the political arena with a celebrity aspect. I want to give a little, just a little adage or a little side piece to emphasize that this is and has become routine when it comes to trying to include the masses, impress upon the masses, send a message to the masses. They're sending celebrities to do this. Okay. And I'm just wondering, how is that going to benefit us as a whole? And why are they doing it? Right. So whether people agree with her or they do not is not even the point for me. To be honest, the real issue is, at what point did disagreement or not being in agreement with someone else become a reason to threaten someone's entire career, their right to eat, their livelihood, their popularity, their real life at the end of the day? So I just want, for those that may not be familiar with what all of the humbug is about, or with all of the hoopla is about, I'm just going to show a small clip and give some context, so we can kind of move forward with the conversation. Peace and blessings to the chat. Hey, everybody. I'm not ignoring y'all. I just want to stay on task. Thank you for everybody for showing up, for typing in the chat, those watching from the bushes, those that are going to catch the replay. Peace and blessings to all y'all. I appreciate you. Let's go, y'all.
Every single thing a person could be through publicly, having to constantly be lied on. It's not really that funny until you are in that person's shoes that's being lied on. You'll never understand what it feels like. That person is a human being. They have a family who has to read those lies. And that's not, and it's just not fair. But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both.
Now that seems to have put a lot of people in a tailspin, with the fact that she has professed a public affection and love for the current administration, the current president, and the like, right? Yeah, so again, this is not why, and what has promoted me and compelled me to actually cover this topic. I'm just interested and want to give some visual context to the question that I have presented at the beginning of this live, and we'll end it with this question as to who is the messenger and why are they sent to spread this particular type of message. And we're going to talk a little bit about Miss Nicki Minaj and what introduced her to the masses. It's not what she's representing today, in my opinion. Let's go.
Powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not. Don't you guys agree? They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
So, salute to the chat. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. So, listen, my first introduction to Nicki Minaj was not speaking on how real the president was, the administration, the people's best interests. My introduction to Nicki Minaj was her being scantily dressed expressing certain lyrics that I would not allow my children to listen to, especially at a young, impressionable age, male or female. Um, the type of music, the type of imagery, the type of visual messages that she has sent over the years, over the decades, does not align, in my opinion, with how she presents herself today. And again, why is she the messenger? Who and what audience is she hoping to reach out to, and for what reason? These are not questions I have all of the answers to. I have my speculations, I have my opinions. However, nobody else is wondering that. Nobody else is asking that question. Nobody else ponders what in the world is going on with the celebrities really just kind of turning over a new leaf, so to speak. And now you're supposed to be a good representation of the very people that you have sent a certain specific ideology and message to form and to assist in forming cultures, or a culture, a mindset in that culture that does not promote positivity. It does not promote family ideologies, cohesiveness, foundational principles. It has done just the opposite. And that disturbs me, because the first thing that I'm thinking of is apples and oranges. Why are you the one that is delegated to send and permeate these messages of the administration from a political stance and standpoint, outside of you twerking, of you telling young ladies that it's okay to move like you move, to make decisions that you say you make, which a lot of these celebrities behind closed doors don't live the lifestyle that they emulate on wax or on nowadays digital platforms, through their music, through their videos, through social media. I tend to not take seriously or put a lot of stock into those that have in the past desecrated, degraded, and broken down the very culture that I have a family in, that I have ones that I love in. Now, I want to be able to look past the surface and say, okay, well, she's from Trinidad. She's not even American. People can debate that Kamala, running for presidency, is also not American. You got Rihanna, very, very influential, very well liked, has a lot of people watching her every move, a lot of young women, young girls, people's daughters emulating her lingo, her body language, how she dresses. This comes in multitudes. This is not just isolated. This is why I felt the need to at least bring the conversation to the forefront, because I'm wondering, why do you want to use these specific people? Let's go on to the next one, which blew my mind. But then again, there's very little, I guess, if I look at it honestly, that really surprises me nowadays. So for copyright purposes, I had to put this on mute, but this is Megan Thee Stallion at a Kamala rally. And we can see it. I don't have to break it down. I don't have to describe it. I don't have to give even my opinion on it. We can see. Now, this is a political arena. This is a representation of us all over the world, not just in this country. People internationally view us in the very light that this is being represented. Let's play that again. So I don't know, you went from a suit, but you got your midriff hanging out, you got tight fitting pants. If I were to turn up the volume, the lyrics would be less desirable, and people would wonder, why is this performance at a presidential rally? And then on the outside of this rally was an ending baby clinic, the ending of a life clinic right outside those doors. So again, looking at the complexion of this woman, looking at the background of this woman, looking at the fact that she, like Nicki Minaj, in a different era nonetheless, is promoting what she's promoting. And it is not information. It is not education. It is not giving it to us straight so we can make informed decisions on who we want to be our next free leader of this country. Another representation. And I'm going to do one more, only because these three women are extremely influential, and they all have a little bit more in common than just being influential and their musical or their sexual background. It is the fact that they are being positioned in political spaces to represent a certain group of people, to be the allure of certain people. Let's look.
I'll start by saying that I want to thank Kim for your advocacy and for using your platform in a way that has really lifted up the importance of talking about and being dedicated to second chances. While we have been here then at the White House, we've done a number of things that have been about allowing people second chances through understanding the obstacles that also still exist within society that prevent people from taking advantage of a second chance.
And he was under, he was being watched already.
I am super honored to be here to hear your stories today, and I think it's so important to share them and amplify them because there's so many people that are in your position that can use the inspiration. And I'm so honored to be here to continue this fight and to learn more every day, every visit, every administration. I'm just here to help and to spread the word. So I'm so excited to be here and hear your stories. So thank you for being here.
Now I want to double back to Nicki Minaj for a second. And like many celebrities, she has not exactly been positioned as what you would call and consider a traditional role model. She has promoted looseness, hypersexual imagery, shock value, and yet, when she expresses a thought that does not align politically, now we want to scrutinize her influence. I think I heard Mel Dub on Kwame's panel earlier today make the comparison and make the point, which I thought was very strong, that she absolutely, people want to give her cancel culture now, but not when she was promoting all of these other things toward our children to help form and mold our current generation. That shows us exactly who they've been listening to. So I have to ask, why do we suddenly care about someone's past? Only when their opinion changes? And she's not the only example. That's my point, is that we keep seeing this pattern over and over and over. Now we just saw Megan Thee Stallion. Now my question, one of my first questions were, how much policy education was actually happening? Again, was that about information or was it about emotion? Now, when it comes to Kim Kardashian, when it deals with pardons and her stance in pardons, we already, for those, unless you've been living under a rock, you know what her past has entailed. You know how she got put on the map, how she put her entire family on. We get all of that. But one person I did not show a video of that I want to mention is Cardi B. Because she also, during the Biden administration, was a quote unquote spokesperson for the Dems, right? For the left. Very influential, very charismatic. And she was very open about her political stance. But I want to ask this gently. When it comes to all of these individuals, are people responding to informed political analysts? Or are people too familiar with what can be categorized as an emotional connection? What else makes sense? Getting back to Kim Kardashian advocating, again, for prison reform and pardons. Some positive outcomes, yes. But it also raises other questions for me. Why does celebrity proximity open doors that everyday citizens can't even knock on? I find it insulting, personally. And I also find it disturbing that more people don't find it insulting. That people want to argue, that people want to debate. People want to go toe-to-toe with you in opposition because it's easier to do, in my opinion. It's just easier to do. It's easier to go along to get along than it is to be in the situation and the position that Nicki Minaj has found herself in currently. I was on a social media platform earlier, and I won't name it out loud, but they're lighting her up. She is everything but canceled to a lot of individuals. A lot of other celebrities have disavowed, like unfollowed her or publicly denounced her since she has made these publicized statements. But I feel like this, and shout out to Mel Dub when he said that was more egregious than when she was twerking and shaking her tail feathers on stage, being such an impression negatively on people's children, enticing grown men, normalizing the behavior, giving it a catchy tune with a bumping background to get people to accept it, to normalize it, to embrace it even. But now they want to cancel her? What does that say about our society? Politics understand psychology. People tend to trust faces they recognize. They listen to voices they feel connected to. If you think this is not psychological warfare, in my personal opinion, I challenge you to think again. I challenge you to do more research. I challenge you to ask deeper questions. I challenge you to look at this thing deeper than what the naked eye and visually you can see. If you think that we are not living in a time of spiritual warfare, which AKA means there's a lot of weapons that we are unable to see with the naked eye. That's why discernment is super important. That's why asking the right questions and being an independent and individual thinker is super important. You get canceled for being an individual thinker. Your bottom line gets affected, the ability to feed your family, food to mouth, take care of your loved ones. In other countries, they have made it illegal and against the law to be an individual thinker. Close your bank accounts, lock all your assets down to where you don't own nothing, give you social credit scores, all of that. You think it's not coming here? Depending on what lens you're looking through, it already is in a lot of aspects, if you ask me. When logic does not move people, emotion will. I heard somebody say yesterday that fear. No, that was KB. Shout out to KB. That might have been today, y'all. My days are running together. But it was said by him that he doesn't believe we will move forward cohesively as a people because too many people are scared. That's true. And guess what? Fear is an emotion. And then you got these celebrities that become emotional currency. So when they place front and center in political messaging, that's the time for us to slow down and ask, are we being informed or influenced? Are we being programmed or encouraged to draw our own conclusions? And this is where cancel culture comes back into the conversation. Because if you look at it, cancel culture today really is not about accountability. Because if it was, the outcomes would be different. It is about compliance. It's about going along to get along. It sends a message that says, think like this or lose your platform. Think like this or lose your income. Think like this, lose your following. Think like this. In a lot of countries, and they're increasing, you lose your freedom. Think like this, lose your legacy. That's how deep this goes. And I want to be honest. This pressure seems to fall heavily on Black artists, especially Black women. You're celebrated when you entertain, but when you think, you get punished. So no, again, this stream is not about defending celebrities. It's about defending critical thinking. It's about reminding ourselves that fame does not equal authority. Celebrities have been selected to become the messengers. But make no mistake, they're not my moral guide. Guide, Guide, or God, God. They are conduits to push a message, to push an agenda, to gain a specific outcome. We got to open our eyes, people. And before we rush to cancel or applaud said celebrities, we should ask ourselves one last question. Who benefits from us listening without asking questions? Because real empowerment comes from discernment, not obedience. I want to say that again. Real power comes from discernment, not obedience. It's okay to think for yourself. And it's okay to question the messenger. Because questioning the messenger will help you to protect everything around you. Your ear gates, your eye gates, and your mind is what they want. Are you going to give it to them? You're going to start asking questions, especially obvious questions. Repetitive behavior usually seeks a certain agenda. And it also protects your ability to think freely, something that seems to be looked at as a threat nowadays. That's all I wanted to say. I know this was a serious and to the point topic. I didn't want to be here long. I really didn't plan on it, on going live today, but I absolutely wanted to iterate that because 1,000 different content creators are going to talk about the left, the right, why she's not American. But I want to know how many are going to question the system as a whole and not just isolate her in the midst of it all. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you for the engagement in the chat. Let me go back because I wasn't watching the chat. So I want to go back and I want to greet everybody that came through as far as I can go back. We got, again, Cutting Edge. We got Woo the Man in the building. Peace and blessings to you. We got my sis front and center. We got Miss Felicia Fee is in the house. Thank y'all so much for coming back. I appreciate it. Salaya bin Yah, thank you for sliding through. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Good to see you all. I appreciate you. Vichy is in the building. And if I mispronounce your name, please charge it to my head and not my heart. Thank you, everybody. And we got the beautiful Jenny Velez in the building. So thank y'all for typing in the chat. And for those that have watched from the bushes, if you catch the replay, I appreciate your presence. Either way I can get it, tap that like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing so. And my perspectives usually are a little different and sometimes controversial, but I can take that because in order for me to think independently, that goes with the territory. I'm just saying it, I'm just saying. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate everybody coming through. And we're going to move on to the next content creator because I know these streets are busy during Christmas time, during the holidays. Just let me give one more note that please be safe. Please be mindful. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your loved ones. Appreciate their presence. Appreciate everything that you have been given, even though things can always, always be better. It's okay to be grateful for what we do have. It's okay to be appreciative for where we are and for who we have in our lives, because quantity does not supersede quality in relationships, in my opinion. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace, everybody.